Sláinte do Buckaroos. How the heck are you? You know who I am. Got a cocktail for you, and it doesn't look it now. I had the foam on this one perfect earlier, but it took me quite a while to get things going on here, getting this set up. So it has dissipated some, but you can see that a little bit. I tried something a little different here. It's looking up different variations on a theme, if you will. I've been practicing my egg foam and with mixed success, let's just say. Sometimes I get it perfect. I try to do it the exact same way again, and it feels like it doesn't come out. I can't figure out, but nevertheless, I'm getting frustrated, so I decided I'm just going to stop messing with the foam. So I'm going to do this one that I've already got fixed, and I'm not going to do any more with the egg foam today because I'm just getting irritated now. It just isn't doing what I want it to do, and I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. So I'm gonna rest and think on it and see, because I did one perfect earlier. Now I feel like I'm doing it the same way, and it's not turning out, and I'm getting really frustrated. So, anyways, the growing pains of learning something new, I guess. Oh, mercy. Let me fix something up real quick, like. So it is International Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia Day. That's why I've got the Pride shirt on. I got this when I was working with the Y. I was a food service coordinator for a while there, about 5 years, but I never wore the shirt. Well, I mean, I wore the shirt a lot, but never when I went out drinking, right? When I went to the breweries and stuff, because, I worked for them. But since I'm not working for the company anymore, I don't really care. So, Sláinte. Ah, that's interesting. So, what I got here is I'm using the 92 proof switchgrass bourbon, small batch from grain to glass, probably Midwestern. Let me show that to you. And I had my garnish here. I took the garnish off because it's just on there for looks. I never read them. So anyway, what I did with that one is I use that, but instead of a sweet vermouth, I use a Tiaki Da candied orange liqueur. Oh, oh, that's nice. Kind of using the Manhattan as a template, but taking it a slightly different direction. I am going to do just a basic classic Manhattan next. No foam, because the foam is just pissing me off today, man. Just get real frustrated with the foam thing. Yeah, because I got cocky because I got it perfect the other day. So I thought, okay, now I got it. And I felt like I was doing it the same way today, and I was getting mixed results. I did one really good earlier today, but when I was trying to get a cocktail set up for this video, it just was not working for me. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So I tried a couple of different things, and that didn't seem to help. So I was getting to the point of chucking the damn thing out the windows. Okay, take a breath, let it go, Tom. Anyway, I was getting rather frustrated though. I gotta tell you, this cocktail's nice. I was trying to get more of a spring, early summer kind of feel out of a cocktail. Where I do like a Manhattan all the time, but for me, it's kind of got that fall cocktail feel. A more comforting cocktail than a refreshing cocktail. Let's just say. I wish I'd have got the foam a little better on this one. Even though I did have, like I said, I had it looking pretty good earlier, so I took some pictures. But it took me a while to get going, so it's kind of dissipated since. But I like the flavor, so it's a cocktail I'm going to try again, but not today. I'm not messing with that freaking egg foam anymore today because I'm just getting irritated at this point. Ah. But since I am learning something new, I am one of those folks that tends to get rather obsessive, sometimes to the point of I either get all into it and we're to the point that I'm all in, or I burn it out completely. But right now, I'm at that all in phase. I mean, I'm really interested and curious about learning. I've always liked making cocktails, but I've never had to do it on a professional level. So now I'm really trying to perfect some techniques so I can get it right every time at work. Screwing it up at home isn't so bad. I just irritate myself. But if I'm making a cocktail for a customer, I got to make sure I get it right. So I'm looking at taking some different classes and I've been looking at some YouTube videos, but that doesn't do as much for me. I know that really works for some people and I'm not knocking it, but I really have to be in a setting for it to really drive home with me, to be honest. Because I've got to be able to have some feedback to ask questions. Just watching a video really doesn't it just not isn't the way I absorb something. Oh. Like I said, I would have liked to have gotten the foam better, but I've got the flavors about right. So I'm going to finish this one up and I'm going to get cocktail number two. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay. So I am going to do just a classic Manhattan with this one. What whiskey should I use? What should I use? I'm going to go big on this one, actually. I'm going to use my Echo Honey Barrel Bourbon. And then I'm going to add a couple dashes of some ginger bitters, give it a little different feel there. Add some aromatics, but I'm also going to use some classic cherry bitters. All right. And then I'm just going to shake it in front of you and pour, since I'm not worried about foam this time. Anyways, I digress. So get me started. I'm going to start getting angry all over again. Irene, how are you? I see that you're watching. As always, if you have any questions or comments, all right. So, yes, I was trying something earlier, and that's what I got frustrated because it wasn't working for me. But several years ago, I was at the Moonrise Theater, and they had a month-old Manhattan and a year-old Manhattan. But the year-old, they added the foam to it, so I've been trying to get it, and I just can't seem to recreate that, and that's what's been making me absolutely nuts. So I gave up. I just decided to do just a classic Manhattan, as you see here. So again, I've got a couple ounces of that honey barrel bourbon. It is at 109. That's casket 109. So keep that in mind. Uh, uh, an ounce of the Antica sweet vermouth, and then of course the bitters I mentioned. I use both ginger and cherry. Oh, nice. I do like the way that those ginger bitters kind of take it in a little bit different direction. Oh, that's very nice. That bourbon, though. Oh. So this particular bottle of bourbon, I bottled myself. And when I say bottled myself, I mean I pulled the lever, I put the lever down, and the whiskey went into the bottle. And then it stopped all by itself. Then I put the lever back up. But still, it didn't cost me more than the bottle of whiskey. So it is a rather interesting whiskey. Uh, been having a lot of emotions lately because, well, because I'm about to turn 60. So sometimes I'm fine with it. Sometimes I get a little emotional. Getting old, starting to contemplate mortality and all. And I get frustrated with myself as I'm trying to learn this technique. Why can't you do that? So it is tough to teach old dogs new tricks, mostly because we have to unlearn what we've already learned. It's not so much learning something new, is that we have to unlearn something, go about a process a different way. And that's why it's hard for old folks to learn something new, because we have to forget how we used to do it, or our perception of it. Maybe that might be a better way to put that. But I am enjoying the idea of being a bartender. So I'm really trying to learn as much of the new techniques as possible. I'm a classics cocktail kind of guy. I've always been a bit of a purist. So I like my whiskey neat, sometimes on the rocks, but mostly neat. But every once in a while, a cocktail sounds good. But if I'm having a cocktail again, I'm going with the classics. I'm going with the classic whiskey or booze forward cocktail like the Manhattan, or even an old fashioned, or if we're just talking spirit forward, a martini. I don't like those 7, 8, 9, 10 ingredient cocktails, but now I'm having to learn how to do that and learn the processes involved. So, so that's where I'm at now, man. Trying to wrap my head around a few things. Oh, that was nice. I do like a Manhattan, man. But like I said, I had it that one time with the egg foam, but I'm trying real hard to get it. And I just can't get it where I want it here. I was doing some whiskey sours the other day, and that might have been the difference because I was getting those just right, or Boston sour rather. I was getting that foam right on point, but now I'm just struggling. And I just bought the small carton of egg whites to practice at home, so now I'm almost out. But I'm going into work for a little bit tomorrow. I'm off technically, but we're going in for some training. We are all learning some new cocktails, so we want to make sure we get the processes right, and it's not just making the cocktails, getting the garnishes right. So we look like we know what we're doing. The idea wasn't just to have some cocktails. The idea was to have premier cocktails, right? And that's kind of what we're working on, is making sure that we are, I mean, we are doing top notch, top shelf cocktails. We don't carry any bottom shelf liquor at all. And your idea of top shelf might be different from mine. So, but we are using very good products. Let me say that. And there is no, you're not going to find any well liquor there. We're not using well liquor for anything. Your usual suspects for well liquor. I don't need to mention any names. You know what I'm talking about. But we are using some very good products. We're trying to use a lot of local products as well. Got a local distiller, Tiaki Da, sister company to Springfield Brewing Company. So we're using a lot of those, and that's kind of what I don't have any of those other than the candied orange. I have used all the other stuff I have, so I need to buy some more of those products, I suppose, so I can really work on putting some combinations together. But even though we haven't actually officially released our cocktail program, we already have, we're already building anyway a steady cocktail clientele that are excited about the new stuff. But we've been making some cocktails for them for a while now. Just some, just some, like I said, just some classics. My versions or variations of an old fashioned, if you will, or anything that we can come up with on the spot with the ingredients we have is kind of what we've been doing so far. Oh, that is nice. There just is something special about it, about a Manhattan. Ah. As I say that, I just decided kind of off the cuff here to do one more cocktail. So bear with me. I'll be gone just a couple of minutes. I will be right back because I had an idea just popped in there as I was. So bear with me. Um, all right, all right. All right. So earlier today, I made some strawberry syrup. Strawberries kind of get that spring kind of vibe. If you're still with me here. Oh, Fee Brothers. Yeah, I think you're trying to say Fee Brothers, and yes, that's a lot of what I have here. I've got their rhubarb, toasted almond, A black walnut. I've got several Fee brothers, if that's what you're trying to write there. So I'm going to use my other honey whiskey or honey barrel bourbon. Actually, it doesn't say bourbon on it, does it? I thought it did, but it was a limited edition honey barrel Buzzworthy. I thought it was bourbon, but it doesn't say bourbon specifically. It is at 114. Stuff is very good. Picked it up there at Old Harold and Ardent Spirits there in Collinsville, Illinois. Yep. Nice pour there. And using the strawberry, I'm going to put just a couple dashes of rhubarb bitters in there. Again, this is the Fee Brothers. I don't know if you've had this one or not, but I bought that one specifically to go with my strawberry mix. All right, Ardent Spirits. So 2 ounces of the whiskey, 1 ounce strawberry simple syrup, and again, a couple dashes of rhubarb bitters. Oh yeah, now that's a nice, that's a nice, refreshing spring cocktail right there, man. There we go. Oh, I do like that. That's nice. I've got some other things going on. I might have to come back now that I'm doing this one. I'm thinking strawberry lemonade, right? Do a strawberry lemonade old fashioned. I will be honest with you though. The cube, I don't mind the cube, but I am a guy that likes a straight up cocktail, so I may just shake it next time and serve it straight up in a coupe. I just prefer my cocktails that way. But because I had this glass with this particular whiskey, I like to match the product with the glass whenever possible. So anyway, yeah, I've got rhubarb, cranberry. I mentioned toasted almond, black walnuts. What else I got there? Mint, cocoa. I'm kind of a bitters junkie at this point. Every time I see something new, I have to pick it up. At work, I found, well, one for work anyway, it's tobacco bitters that I use for a very specific cocktail. We were calling it cigar bash, but it was recently named, and it wasn't my idea to do this, so it was called the Whiskey Whisper. And one of the reasons for that is, well, partly because of my name is the Whiskey Whisper, mostly because of the establishment is banter. So the cocktails we're trying to names for the cocktails are mostly about, well, banter. So someone's said we should call it the Whiskey Whisper. So that's what it is. I kind of went against it for a minute because it seemed a little, a little vain. But then again, since I'm not the one that named it, I said, okay, we can keep it. Gosh, that really is good. That honey bourbon with that strawberry syrup. Oh man. But it is making me think strawberry lemonade. So I think I'm gonna do some fresh lemon juice, add it to that strawberry syrup, and do a dip. I'm gonna change the whiskey up on it though. But I'm not gonna do it for this video. I've talked long enough. I'm gonna finish up this one and take a pause for the cause, as it were. As it were, what? Why do people say bear with me when they never have a bear with them? Some of these things just don't make sense, man. Anyways, these are the things that keep me up at night. The old Carlin line. You drive in a parkway, you park in a driveway. Yeah. Gosh, that is nice. That's really good. It's very refreshing. That's nice, man. I don't care who you are. That's just tasty. Oh, I'm off tomorrow, but I scheduled myself out more than typical. I usually like to do absolutely nothing on a Sunday, but like I said, I've got that limited training tomorrow morning. But then I scheduled a class with another bartender I work with. They actually offered me a ticket to do this class to learn about something different. So The theme is Mayflowers, and I've never worked with ingredients like that because that's not something that I do. But again, I'm trying to learn something new, get some new techniques down, kind of expand my knowledge a little bit. Oh, mercy. If you're not a whiskey drinker, I think this cocktail will be great with an aged rum. If you're more, you want to, take it in that direction. Use like use an aged rum as a coppa maybe, or whatever you like. I think would be great with this as well, with the strawberry. Just do it exactly the same thing. Just change the spirit. And for you, white liquor folks, yeah, whatever you want to do. Any vodka work probably. I don't. I like the flavor of the whiskey, right? I like that barrel, and I've really been trying to get into aged rums as well. It adds a lot of character to the drink. I think vodka. Vodka is for those folks that want to catch a buzz but don't like alcohol, right? That's why you're always adding this other stuff to it. But whiskey, tasting good whiskey. That's for those of us with extraordinary palates. I was okay. I know. I've gone too far. Uh, no, but there are. If you're a whiskey drinker, you are able to pick out flavors, aromas from that barrel that others aren't, and you really never know why. So you've got that feel for that particular product. But and I assume, I don't know if it's genetic or what. I mean, I'm just one of those folks that don't have that. I don't get that burn that other folks talk about. That just burns, man. That hurts. I don't get that. I don't. Yeah, I taste the. Oh, you don't taste the. I don't get that burn unless it's really harsh rot gut. I mean, if it is a good, I don't get that burn at all. I don't feel it. Uh, that's delicious. That's gonna be a keeper. I forgot I did one like that last year at work, so I may have to resurrect it because that was really delicious. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Cilantro. Thanks for tuning. I probably will. This is Saturday, and I'm off tomorrow, so I probably will come back just a little bit later with another video because, like I said, I've been thinking that with that strawberry thing, a strawberry lemonade kind of thing, sort of an old fashioned, but I'll probably serve it straight up in a coupe. I'll be back after a while. Have a good one.